Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. It is 5. We have hit 5 goals past Real Madrid. We have blitzed El Clasico, humiliated our arch rivals. 5 goals to 1. Barcelona have done it at the Camp Nou in emphatic fashion. And honestly, guys, the game itself, the goals, it was absolutely fantastic from start to finish. So much entertainment, so much quality out there on show. Real Madrid had their moment in the second half. They came back into the game. It was really fiercely contested, but we pulled away from them. We stepped up our level. We came together as a team. Individual quality as well in the goals. Luis Suárez stepping up, leading this team, delivering the killer blow. It was emphatic, and I cannot wait to break it down with you guys. We've done it! El Clasico is ours. And going into the game, guys, it was exactly as we expected. Ernesto Valverde sticking with that team that we came out of the Inter game with on good confidence. Rafinha starting here on the right-hand side. Sergio Roberto at right back. Alba at left back, which was absolutely vital. Jordi Alba was such a key part of this team today, linking up with Coutinho, really exploiting Real Madrid down that left-hand side. And we're going to be showing you that in just a minute. Arthur in midfield, making his Clasico debut. Rakitic and Busquets as well. And for Real Madrid, it was exactly as we expected for them too. They lined up in a 4-4-2. Isco here making up the midfield. He was trying to link up between the midfield and the front three, but it was this man here, Nacho Fernandez, playing at right back. Lopetegui not favouring to put Odriozola there. Carvajal was injured, and we absolutely ripped apart Real Madrid's right-hand side. They couldn't deal with it. We were constantly dragging Varane over to the right-hand side. Bale was having to track back, which he didn't do all of the time, and it really was an incredible performance, a brilliant tactical display. In that first half especially, we pinpointed Real Madrid's really big weaknesses, and we definitely deserve the win today. And I really want to start here, guys, by actually showing you that first goal and walking you through it and just really exploiting this left-hand side. Jordi Alba down it. He was trying to really play on the weakness of Nacho Fernandez, and we managed it. This first goal, 30 passes it was in a really short space of time. We were zipping it around. Real Madrid couldn't get near us, and it was down this left here. Rakitic seeing the pass. Alba really bursting into the space. Nacho simply cannot stay with him, and once he can't stay with him, suddenly Alba's in behind, and usually, of course, he'd look for Lionel Messi, but Suarez, very intelligent run. He takes away Varane. Ramos is distracted by him too, and Coutinho, really intelligent. We saw exactly the same sort of thing against Tottenham. He ghosts into the area, he ghosts where the space is, and he just hangs back. He just hangs back, waits for the ball from Jordi Alba. It comes. It's a really incisive pass because Alba, he waits and waits and waits until that space opens up. He does exactly that. He pulls it back to Coutinho, and it looks like a simple finish, but he guides it really well, nonchalantly, almost arrogantly, into that right-hand corner. Courtois no chance. Real Madrid behind, and from that moment on, it was pure dominance, pure quality in that first half. We destroyed them. And honestly, guys, that first half for me was an absolute joy to behold. Obviously, in the second half, we scored more goals, but it was the first half, which really was phenomenal. 62% possession from our side. We dominated the ball, but it was the pressing, it was the urgency, it was the real determination to go out there and step up as a team, as a unit. We were united out there, fully united as players, as coaches, all coming together to really fill the absence of Messi. You've got to remember here, we are missing the best player in the world of football. We're missing him. He's not in our team. It's a massive hole, but all together, we've stepped up. We've got that little bit extra of ourselves. Suarez has pushed on to the next level. Coutinho gets himself a really vital goal. That midfield today was so good. They bossed it in that midfield area against the likes of Modric, Kroos, very good midfield players, but Arthur, Rakitic, Busquets, they stepped up. They wanted this more than anything else, and that pressing, even in the opening 10 minutes, they did what I said yesterday. What they had to do was get at Real Madrid and show no mercy. Real Madrid right now have got no confidence. They've got no hope, and we stuck the dagger in. There was no getting out for Real Madrid. There was no chance in that first half for them to get into the game because we did not allow allow it. We were on them, we stayed on them, and we never ever gave them a moment's rest. And Luis Suárez was an absolute epitome of that. He was pressing, he was closing down. Every loose ball, he was chasing and harrying and really busting a gut to get there first. And you can see that in the way that he wins the penalty. He makes sure that he gets to that ball before Rafael Varane. And when he gets there, he's very, very clever because he gets his body in the way of the ball and Varane. And Varane has no choice. He's stupid. He lunges at it and he takes Suárez out. You can clearly see that. The referee, for me, should have seen it in normal time, but luckily it goes to VAR. It's a clear penalty. Luis Suárez, so experienced in those kind of areas. But I want to talk about the penalty because the penalty, people think, you step up, you score, it's an easy goal. But that is a wonderful, wonderful penalty from Luis Suárez. He steps up at a vital moment in the game. 1-0 is a very slender lead, but 2-0 is an entirely different story. And Suárez gets us that 2-0 lead with a wonderful penalty. He sticks it in the bottom left-hand corner. Courtois gets the corner right. He guesses right. He puts a full stretch in that corner, but he still can't get there. It goes into the inside side netting. You could not wish for a more perfect penalty from Suárez, and that was really a sign of what was to come in his level of finishing today. But, of course, we've got to come on to the fact that Real Madrid did get themselves back in the game. You start the second half, and credit actually to Lopetegui, because he does make a very big change. He hauls off Rafael Varane, he puts on Lucas Vázquez as sort of a right wing back, he shifts to a back three, and then suddenly Real Madrid have got a bit of urgency, they've got a bit of energy, they've got a bit of confidence. We let them into the game. That's what we didn't do in the first half. We weren't really pressing in the second half. We came out maybe a little bit too relaxed, maybe at halftime it wasn't as fired up as we needed it to be. We came out relaxed, and suddenly Marcelo gets them back in the game at 2-1. But I really want to applaud now the level of these players to raise themselves again, because in a game when you drop off, when you started so well and your opponents get back in it, it is difficult to really reach those levels again. But they did it out there. It was high pressured moments, high pressure in front of all that crowd, a massive game, and Real Madrid, they looked like equalising at times, but we rode that storm. Ernesto Valverde made a change. Whether you liked it or not, I'm not really sure, but I think overall it might have worked out. It could have gone either way, but Semedo came on, Roberto was moved further up the pitch, and he did have a massive part in Luis Suárez's second goal and our third goal, which was by far the decisive goal on the night. And honestly, this goal was sensational. Now, I love Luis Suárez. I've never hid that on this channel. I've always had a soft spot for the way that Luis Suárez plays, the way that he has his heart on his sleeve. But honestly, bias aside, this header is sensational, because the way that Roberto puts in this ball, it doesn't even look like it's meant for Luis Suárez. It doesn't even look like it's possible to get the goal from that kind of angle. But Suárez somehow sort of engineers his neck, gets all of the power from the cross and redirects it on the way of the Courtois goal, and it flies past him. It's a wonderful header. It's nearly on the sort of penalty box line. He's just inside the area, but it's way out to score a header. But he gets so much power on it, so much pinpoint accuracy, and it is a wonderful goal from Suárez, which ultimately gives us the game. And that's what I mean. In the big moments, when it really comes down to it, these kind of players like Suárez, with that much quality, they step up and they deliver. At the other end, Karim Benzema had chance after chance after chance. Did he stand up for his team? Did he step up when it mattered? No, he didn't, because Suárez will do that, and I will always trust him to deliver. And of course, once he'd got the 2 goals, I was begging him to get his hat-trick, and he delivered. Picking up on a Sergio Ramos mistake, he was shaky all day. When we were pressing him out the back, Sergio Ramos really did look like he would like to be anywhere but the Camp Nou field, and it was wonderful again from Suárez. Roberto breaks with it. It's an opening. It's a clear pitch ahead of him. He's driving into it, bearing down on goal. And again, in these big games, you've got so much confidence in Suárez. Against smaller teams, maybe you think he might miss that chance, he might squander it, but when it really matters, he finds his A game. He chips it over Courtois, easy as you like, sticks him onto the turf and lifts it over the goalkeeper. That is a hat-trick for Luis Suárez. Only the 12th man ever to score a hat-trick for Barcelona in El Clasico. He is part now of a famed team there who've scored a hat-trick, and it's a wonderful moment for him. But you know what? We weren't even done. And that was the other thing about today. We were ruthless. We never stopped. In that second half, when we noticed that we could get back in the game, get in front, we didn't make the same mistake again, because at 3-1, at 4-1, we never gave up. We wanted more and more and more. And that is the Barcelona that we know and we love. We control games, we dominate games, and then we humiliate teams. We get them where we want them, and we keep them there. And it was brilliant for the 5th goal as well. Ousmane Dembele comes on, he makes an impact, his pace has a real impact on both flanks, he gets down the left-hand side, gets past his man, and he doesn't just dink it into the area. It's a really good cross, perfect weight on it, and who is there but the other substitute, Arturo Vidal, busting a gut to get in there. He wants to be involved in the action, so much intensity when he comes on. He really wants to be there, doesn't he? You get that sense with Vidal that he loves it, and he gets on the end of it, gets a goal, and it's very, very much deserved. And like I say, 5 goals. A famous 5 goals again against Real Madrid. It's domination. It's humiliation. We are the superior team right now. We are top of the league, and we are there for a reason. And of course, guys, I want to know your thoughts on today. What did you make of that performance? What did you make of the abundance of goals? And in particular, that first half performance where we were so incredibly dominant, so fired up, and the pressing and the movement and the passing, it was so good for me. And of course, I will have more videos coming up on this, probably tomorrow now, looking at this in more detail, breaking it down, what we can learn from, and what we have to implement in more games of this type. So leave your thoughts down below, guys. I'm absolutely sure that you enjoyed tonight, and I think, to be honest, we all deserved it. That's Sevilla 1, Inter 1, and now Real Madrid. We've navigated our way through those 3 really difficult games. Credit to the team, and credit to, it has to be said, to Ernesto Valverde. I'll see you soon, but until then, as always, Vesca El Barça.